our continuing journey in building a healthy workplace has a second stop at compensation. And this is derived from and a pretty in-depth study of how organizations have a responsibility to meet some basic needs of people. Maslow's hierarchy of needs provides us 5 guidance points of meeting needs. First of all is that baseline need, for clothing, for food, for shelter. You can make a case for transportation, all of those things. That baseline need is met by an organization by compensation. The other need sets that we're going to talk about and the organization's responsibility and individual leaders' responsibility in meeting those needs really goes a long way in connecting, engaging, and building that healthy workplace that we're looking for. So when it comes to compensation, there's a couple of strategies that I'd really like you to think about and look at. First of all is fairness and equity. And, everybody steps back and looks at that and says, well, of course it's fair. We have these bands of that tell us what we can hire at and everything else. Well, it's not quite that simple. So first of all, take a look at, and this is one of the most common phenomenons I see, and it can really take the engagement and morale away from a group or away from a couple of people, is that when we promote people from within, we usually give them a raise or two along the way. Then when we go outside and recruit talent at market level, they get a much higher bump. So one thing I'd encourage you to look at and look at regularly, am I paying my folks, whether externally or internally? Are they doing the same job? Do they have the same skill set? Do they have the same talents? Am I paying them market rate? Or am I taking advantage of internally promoted team members because, they're here. And I have that kind of artificial belief that they're not going anywhere. The other strategy that I want you to think about and encourage you to utilize in your working environment to create a healthy workplace, go out of your way to talk about the value of your compensation. Because compensation, you get a paycheck and you look at it and go, wow, man, there's a ton that went to taxes and all this other stuff, and I got, now I got holding in my hand, I got lunch money. Well, talk about the overall value to help people understand that those needs are being met. And what I mean by that is talk to them about the value of benefits. Talk to them about the other things that you provide. And really give them a picture. One of the best practices that I saw was an organization that quarterly provided an overall compensation report to their team members. And what that was it showed their pay, but then it showed all the other pieces that were contributing down to, little fine things like parking. I got to tell you, those numbers get really big and can really reinforce the proposition of value to our team and help build that healthy working environment. And then third and finally, the other thing that I would encourage you to work on and think about is building a kind of a help folks understand the value of their money. Help them be good stewards with their money. You can give the same paycheck to 2 different people, and those are going to go entirely in very, very different directions. And one that's a good steward of their money is going to have that satisfied feeling that everything's okay and their baseline needs are being met, while the other one that, maybe doesn't manage it so wisely is going to come back and kind of not have that same feeling. So organizations, great healthy workplaces, offer their team some resources in money management. It's that simple. Let me help you budget. Let me help you craft a savings plan. Let me help you get your household money kind of under control a little bit. That goes a long way in building that satisfaction that's needed for a healthy working environment related to compensation and benefits as well. So again, there's 3 things that I ask you to kind of think about there, and that's kind of the internal versus external fairness and equity of what you're paying folks. Don't have to be the highest in the market, but you do have to have a sense of fairness within your organization. The other thing I asked you to think about and take a good look at was providing some resources to help our team manage the money that we give them. And then finally, help them understand the overall value. Whatever that takes. Show them that it's not just a net paycheck that's coming to them, but that we as a healthy workplace are actually investing in them highly. Have a great week, and as a reminder, look at the part 2 of Teresa Lowry's excellent blog series on inspirational leadership.